What it do, my fools? It's your homeboy Kyutwo in the house, and welcome to an episode of me reacting to, was it TeamSamuraiX1? I honestly can't remember. It's like Team Samurai, something like that. But it's a channel that I've been looking at for the past few months. I only discovered it like maybe a few months ago. And he's doing a battle against SamuraiX, which is somebody else who I did also notice several months ago, but oddly enough, separately. And then I noticed that they just started to play against each other with low tier, quote unquote low tier Yu-Gi-Oh decks in Master Duel. But anyway, so the reason why I'm making this video is because honestly, I've been feeling like crap lately, and I haven't really been motivated to do anything. It's mostly because I've been working hard to try to get my animations, or at the very least my characters, ready for animation. And so I guess mostly it's because there's been a death of a close family relative of mine, and I hadn't really gotten over it or dealt with it yet. On top of that, feeling really sick and tired, heart failure, having to make adjustments in my living situation because of the death of the family and all this stuff. And financially, I've not been doing very well either. Just yesterday I had to take the stronger medication, which does help out with my heart failure problem, but taking the medication leaves me very weak. So I've been not motivated to do anything, despite wanting to do a lot more stuff, including making videos and animations. I still want to do the Chain of Memories tutorial that's been on my mind. But when I was trying to relax and just try to feel better, I went to Team Samurai video. Well, I'm actually subscribed to them. They had this up there, and I was like, okay, so I'll look at this and maybe I'll feel happy or something. Oddly enough, I just watched him play against Leslie, or Poosley, I think he calls Leslie, and I was thinking, I was like, boy, it'd be cool if I could teach Sam Gusto cards. So it's just been on my mind for a couple of days to teach Sam Gusto, or just a wish that I would have had, because I was wishing that these guys would pull up Gusto at some point, but I really don't. I just had a little faith that they would have. But anyway, played this, got up to apparently 1 minute and 14 seconds. Sam pulls up the random high E archetype, and he actually pulls up Gusto, and he's like, I'm like, what's that meme where the guy, the wrestling announcer or whatever, just does that face where he's like, oh! That's literally how I feel right now. Plus, I wanted to do something to get myself feeling more motivated to do something, so I feel like this is a good video. But anyway, if you guys know me that I do play Yu-Gi-Oh, man, I play a lot of Gustos. Gusto is my favorite archetype of all time. Maybe next would be Fortune Ladies, and then Melodious, and XYZ Dragon Cannon. But that does a few, but Gustos is for a very, very specific reason, and it's because when I played first gen Yu-Gi-Oh, there was really not many archetypes, so you had to like build your own deck with all the random cards available, which honestly I felt like I was really good at. I felt like I could take on any other deck. It's just that when GX came around and everything was an archetype, it's like the problem is because every single archetype has a different way, different play style, and there's no way in hell you can build one deck to deal with all of the archetypes, because every archetype has some kind of specific advantage that breaks this or breaks that. You're constantly having to deal with changing your strategy every single time you play, and it's just like, Now Now, of course, you know, you can always just go to the high attack monsters and stuff like that, like, you know, no, I mean, not Galaxy, what's it, Cyber Dragon. Galaxy Eyes is, Zexal. It wasn't until I got to 5Ds, I mean, up to then I was not using archetypes. I was like, no, fuck archetypes, I hate them. It wasn't until I got to 5Ds and then I encountered Gusto, and once I encountered Gusto, I went into the deck to try to figure out, like, what is their play style, and basically it's toolbox. That's literally just all it is toolbox. You go up against your opponent, and your opponent could have any type of situation, and the Gusto cards themselves, they are specifically built for you to rearrange the monsters on the field to get the right monster on the field that will actually handle the situation that you're dealing with. That Gusto monster that negates special abilities, Gusto monster that switches cards from opponent's side of the field to my side of the field. Gusto cards that destroys another monster on the field. Gusto card that literally turns the whole deck into Amazona Swordswoman. Another Gusto card that deals with back row. Another Gusto card that builds up attack for Gustos. The major issue, there's two major issues with Gusto cards, is that none of them have high attack power. The highest attack power, Gusto is a level 6 psychic, but his attack power is only 2,000 points. Oddly enough, he does have a cool ability, which is if he destroys a monster by battle, he can summon a Gusto tuner from the graveyard, which you can then tune to other synchro monsters. But other than that, it's the biggest drawback to Gusto cards is that they're very slow, meaning that in order for you to actually do your searching, you need your opponent to attack you, which almost in any scenario, your opponent will almost always have the advantage, even while you're trying to outdo what your opponent is trying to do to you. So me, I mean, that's literally my playstyle generally in anything, because I play more defensively. So Gusto is a perfect defense archetype for me, and I've built so many different Gusto decks. I can even show you here. If you can see, I still have Gusto Builder. Yeah, Gusto Builder. This was the first deck I had when I posted the Gusto deck in my YouTube channel, last year. And it's a basic Gusto deck that I would have had since 5Ds or Zexal. I know that Sam's gonna have to wind up playing a pure Gusto deck because of the rules they set up on how they want to play against each other, which is fine by me. Cards that he would wind up using is Contact of Gusto and Tailwind of Gusto, arguably probably the best card in the entire deck. We have this one. It's actually a very good card. You can even use this during battle phase if you have the chance to throw another Gusto monster from your graveyard and do a quick kill, maybe. Whirlwind of Gusto is not as powerful, but it's really effective. And we have Gusto, this increases attack points, destroys the monster, literally turns the whole deck into Amazona Swordswoman, and deals with back row. Has nice attack power, but not too powerful for a level 7 monster. But ideally, it's worth to have this if you want to deal with back row. Of course, you have to wind up banishing your Gusto monsters, but yeah, we have ways of getting them back. We have your searchers. I call them searchers. People call them floaters. But I mean, they still work to grabbing whatever Gusto card you think you need. If you think you need more cards because you're low on cards, bam, Calm, Serenity, Gustos. Like, let me get more cards for you. I've seen somebody have an Exodia deck with this card. I wish I can remember where it was so I can try it myself. Negate monster effects, switch monsters around from the field, from opponent's side of the field to your side of the field. This one, discard it, discard it from your hand, get any gusto from your deck straight to the field. This summon any wind psychic, and they're all gusto monsters are wind, but they're not all psychic. There are only a few psychics, but this one says you can really get any psychic wind, so you can actually wind up getting stuff that aren't gusto, just like this guy right here, which is actually a fairly good monster to throw in a gusto deck, because you can put this guy in there and then wind up getting but I don't have that card here, but basically you can use this card in your gusto deck to wind up high speed Kite Drake, which level 8 wind machine monster. We special summon, either destroy all cards in the field or negate the effects, and does more speedroid stuff. But this is my generic deck. You can always just throw this in here, but you can't. But I'm guessing you can, Sam can't do that. My first computer AI battle against Gustos had this card in the deck because it was used that to summon this guy out. And Ultimate Exxon Kicker, which is a very strong psychic level 10 monster, but most importantly, although he gets you HP when he attacks a monster, cannot be destroyed by card effects. Chain material. Basically, fusion summon a monster with anything in your deck, but gets destroyed at the end of the turn. But if you have this guy, he literally survives the whole time. Same thing with Quintet Magician, which is something I do like to use, but with chain material, but fairly unnecessary. But what I was wanting to get is that like use so many damn gustos. I don't have a gusto. I had a gusto anti-support, which I hadn't made in this game yet. Probably one of my other decks on my one of the other videos on my channel has made it, but this is a Earthbound Gusto, which I use to summon Earthbound Immortal Isilapiscu. And oddly enough, you kind of work with this on the Fluendareese card. This is the only Fluendareese card that I've ever used, but it works fairly well when you use this card to get this card out, and then you use this card to get this card out. So that's basically that. Gusto Assault Mode. This is probably something that Sam would actually really like to use. Support stuff. You can probably use this as legitimate support for a Gusto deck because it does say using level 3 psychics, which is for Gustos. This is probably good too because you use this to summon wind monsters, and this can actually activate in the graveyard as well. You want to use this card for level 1 tuners, because if you use this on a level 5 or higher Gusto card, just summon a level 1 tuner. It could be any level 1 tuner. It could be this tuner, or this tuner, and this is the tuner that I would use in order to summon or to grab Assault Mode. Then you use the other Gusto cards to summon Stardust to the field, and then while you have Stardust on the field, you would get the Assault Mode activate, so that you would then get Stardust Dragon Assault Mode. And then if I have that other card, which I don't think I do have it in this deck. I know I used to have it, but there was a card that allows Stardust to stay on the field to use its effect, so it doesn't have to go anywhere once it uses its negate effect. But yeah, you can go Gusto Assault Mode. Gusto Trust Mode. It's hard for me to remember what this is. But okay, Gusto Bust-Ho. That's probably the one that I'm thinking of, where you would want to use Future Glow, because Future Glow lets you power up all of your psychic types by their level. And on top of that, if you banish your psychic type from the graveyard, you can use Brain Hazard to grab your psychic type back. And the psychic type that you would generally would want to actually summon is QB, Virtual World QB. Because this is also a card that lets you get your monster cards back from the banished zone. But then your opponent destroys it, then what you do is to use this banish QB, get everything up to 1800 plus attack points, at least all your psychics anyway. So this would go from 1000 to 2800. And then you can just start destroying shit. Just from attacking. This is also a good card to put in Gustos, but this isn't related to Gustos in any way. Just allows you to destroy any high attacking monster. This is a good one too. But this is a channeler card, which just allows you to get other ghost types. Wind types. And of course, I'm always getting interrupted by something. But let's see. Hopefully, I didn't mess you guys up too badly. I'm still trying to figure out a way to use Gustos in a more competitive scenario, but that's basically what I've been working on with Gustos. And I would love to teach Sam how to play Gustos if he's interested, and I'll play him on Master Duel as well. Basically, I believe I need the experience to play against more powerful, more advanced players anyway. As far as how I feel Sam is going to enjoy Gustos, I don't know if he's going to enjoy Gustos that well. Because one of the biggest drawbacks to the Gustos is that they are very slow. Running a pure Gusto deck is not something that I recommend unless you just want to test out and see how Gustos play. And I believe that he has to play a practically pure Gusto deck. One thing that I do want to mention about Gustos, I had it in one of these. I think I had it in one of these. Yeah, it has to be in here because this is I need a field spell. Is this card. This is actually a Gusto field spell. Gustos actually do have a field spell. The Gustos actually live here. Shrine of the Mist Valley, which is the same. It's the goddess. It's that one goddess that kills everybody. Trying to remember which goddess it was. This one. It's this goddess right here. It is the home. It is the shrine of this specific goddess right here that actually winds up killing everybody in the Gusto storyline. Sophia, goddess of rebirth. It is the very shrine for this goddess. But one of the unfortunate parts is that this does not have Gusto in the name, which would work with this card if it had Gusto in the name, because you can add a Gusto spell and trap card. You would even be able to grab the card if you summoned Freeze, because target a Gusto card added to your hand. So if this had a Gusto in the name, you would just grab it. But unfortunately, it doesn't. But this is a Gusto support card, because once per turn, when a wind monster is destroyed by card effect, special summon level 3 or lower wind monster from your hand. Its effects are negated. It's basically a Gusto engine, which doesn't have the word Gusto in it. Unfortunate. Other monsters that you could summon with Gustos are Clear Wing, Cloud Castle, which would work. This one is more common. It's also a wind attribute. Baron the Feud. This one I usually keep in here because I can use this as a way to help summon up other Gustos by just summoning it one time. If I summon this and then summon this Eccentric Boy, then I can special summon using a monster from my hand, which I can use to use this, go to level 5, Gusto, and then this will activate, which allows me to bring out any other Gusto monster. And then while these things are on the field, then I can synchro with this thing and then get some other thing all in one turn. So I mean, this is a very good card to have in a Gusto deck, but it's not an archetype. I mean, but it's not a support for Gustos in any way, except for wind attribute. I believe that is the only connection, because it has to be wind attribute, right? Oh no, maybe it doesn't. No, it just says target one tuner. Okay, never mind. It doesn't have to be. Okay, so it's really not a. So it really isn't related to Gustos, or yeah, it's not related to Gustos. That's about it. All the other stuff right here is the stuff that I want to practice with, particularly Trick Stars, because I kind of like Trick Stars, but I'm not good with links. I also like the Spellbook archetype too, but I don't want to use it, to be honest. I kind of feel like it's a little too broken, but maybe not in this genre of Yu-Gi-Oh! So that's my whole Yu-Gi-Oh! Strat there. I would like to battle, or at the very least teach Sam how to use Gustos if he's interested, but that's my thing. I don't know if he'd be interested in talking to me or what, but I don't know. I don't think that he's gonna like Gustos too much, because it's a very slow archetype that needs time in order to deal with whatever issues on the field. Now, in this scenario, it might work because you're not dealing with super high tier monsters that can pretty much win in one turn, so we'll see. Also, I would like to see how Sam tries to use the Gusto archetype in this video. He might know about the OTK. If you're using Gusto cards, two particularly good Gusto cards to have are the Kaiju. Where is it? I don't think I actually have it. You can run a Kaiju in a Gusto deck. That'll be a good way to actually anti-support your opponent, but at the same time having a large attack monster on your opponent's side of the field that you can just attack into using Freeze and the other Gustos. Lava Golem is also another card that I have used. I have used Lava Golem in a Gusto deck, and it works very well because 3,000 attack monster to attack into on my opponent's side of the field, and it gets rid of 2 monsters. Unfortunately, neither one of them are Gusto support, so he can't run them in this deck. But if you run a Gusto deck, you can easily run both of those. Which would I prefer? I honestly don't know. Because Lava Golem gets rid of 2 monsters, but you can't normal summon after that on the same turn. The Kaiju, you can still normal summon, I believe, but you'd only get rid of 1 monster. So I guess it just depends on where do you like to go with. I'm not sure how you would be able to get the Kaiju in your hand if you needed to, because you would normally want to use this card, but I don't think the Kaiju can be summoned with this card or added with this card, because I believe it has 1,600 defense points, and this thing needs to get cards that are under 1,500 defense points. So that's that. I don't know what SamuraiX is going to play. I mean, it could be something that is anti-Gusto, which is like Gravekeepers, but I already don't know. Are Gravekeepers in here? I don't think Gravekeepers would be in here, because Gravekeepers shut down Gusto entirely. Spellbook is actually down here. Isn't Spellbook OG? Gishki? Actually, it would be interesting if he got Gishki, because Gishki is literally the anti-Gustos in their own story arc. Actually, it would be kind of interesting if he also got Gusto. Hopefully that doesn't happen, because it's gonna be a very slow duel, honestly.
Gusto with Soul Charge too. Yo, I'm liking this. I'm liking this.
The potential for
I don't know
for the high ET.
I don't know if he actually knows Gusto. I mean, I could be wrong. Honestly, I kind of feel like he doesn't, but he's kind of sounds like that he does. So I don't know. I don't know what SamuraiX is gonna get, but hopefully it's not something as anti-Gusto.
Here of this Wheel of Yu-Gi-Oh series that we're doing with Sam, all right? Because I got him on the ropes. I'm up 2-1, and
I guess in this video, I guess I'll be rooting for Sam because he's usually my favorite archetype. So, I mean, so far, but let's see what SamuraiX gets.
I think it's about time we finish this high E. So if I put him to sleep now, we move on to low E, and we move on to the next category. But it's all gonna depend on what we spin here, what we get here.
X-saber. I was thinking that it would be interesting if you got x-saber. Because it's generally the same thing where you're relying on synchro monsters. And they do have anti-support stuff, I do believe. X-saber, I would say, is more dangerous than Gusto. But Gustos can handle X-sabers.
I don't know a lot about X-saber, but it sounds pretty cool. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's cook. Let's cook.
All right, guys, here we have it. This is my Gusto.
All right. So let me see what he's got here. Do I say Gem Knight? I don't think it's in his deck. Okay. I'm about to say Gem Knight. Because Gem Knight's not a Gusto part of the archetype, but they are related in some way because they existed at the same time as the Gustos in the dual terminal. That's what it's called, dual terminal storyline. So let's see. He's got the flip effect thing. No, wait, no, that's not the flip effect thing. It's the destroy. This thing is destroyed by a card effect. It summons, which I don't. This is one of the Gusto cards that I would least likely have in my deck. You would have to have this thing be destroyed by something for it to activate, and he's got 2 Reese. The funny thing is I haven't mentioned yet is because Reese is one of the characters that I'm actually trying to model. I'm using my 3D program to try to model out a Reese model for any future Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel videos that I make later on. And maybe just have her for general animations. Reese is one of my favorite monster cards in the game. But it's probably because maybe I'm like one of her favorite duelists because she keeps popping into my hand when I don't need her. And at the same time, I see that he has 2 Reeses here. Normally, I would say if you have a monster that is over 4 stars, but cannot be summoned easily, it's better to not have more than 1 copy of that card. Generally, you would only want to have 1 copy of a 5-star or higher monster that can't be summoned easily. Now, the Genomix card that I had before is an example of a card that it would be okay to have more of because it can summon itself to the field by making itself level 3. But he's got 2 Reeses here, so it's got to be relatively hard to summon her to the field. You can't summon her with emergency teleport. This thing works for monsters under a certain amount of defense points, I believe. And I can't remember if Reese's defense points are under that. I do agree with Contact Augusto I do agree with, though. I kind of think he has too many of them. Because basically these 6 cards here do the same thing generally. This one destroys any card on the field if you bring 2 Gustos from the graveyard to the deck. This one is any 2 wind monsters from the deck I mean, from the graveyard to the deck. It doesn't have to be Gusto as long as they're wind, but it doesn't destroy the card. It just brings it back to the player's hand. I mean, which will work in other scenarios, much like Leslie's Toon Kingdom. But I like that he's using the cards, but I feel like that this is too many of them. The other drawback behind this card is that it doesn't have Gusto in the name. It is a Gusto card, but it doesn't have Gusto in the name, so it's not a card that he can grab back with freeze. This one is. You can grab this card with freeze.
Deck right here, Gusto Synchro. I feel like one of the biggest advantages that I have for this episode is definitely Soul Charge right here. This card is absolutely broken, and the fact that I can revive.
I can't remember Soul Charge. It's not really a card that I use that often, and I don't think I've seen it used that often. Targeting a number of monster cards, like a special summon them. If you do, you lose 1,000 of that for each monster special summon effect. You can activate your battle phase. You only have to be one Soul Charge. I see why this would be a good card to have generally, but I don't think it would be good for a Gusto deck. The main reason is because you need to get the monsters in the graveyard first. This is a card that you would generally use after after a few turns in the game, maybe like 5 turns at least.
These cards just summon a bunch of great synchro monsters and bounce back cards, and just gain advantage right off the bat is just insane. OTKs with Phoenix, Emerald, and with Acre's attack too is just so good. You got a bunch of like interruptions with cards like Pin Gudos right here. This card is a win card. Target 2 wind monsters in the graveyard and 1 card on the field. Shuffle both of those 2 targets to the deck and return the other to the hand. So it's basically like I bounce back any card he controls and just recycles my entire deck. This card's amazing. Target 2 Gusto monsters in your graveyard and 1 card your opponent controls. Same exact thing. 1/1 removal. This card is like one of the best extenders in the entire deck. And all the Gusto monsters float, especially with Acre's attack and Gusto Falco. And also when this card's summoned from the graveyard, you special summon a level 2 or lower Gusto monster from your deck. So this combines with Acre's attack is just absolutely insane. We got Emergency Teleport because our entire deck is basically psychics, which is absolutely amazing. The deck just has great 1-for-1 spot rules, great monster reborn effects and stuff like that. The deck is just absolutely insane, and I'm very confident to level up the playing field and just take E category to be 2-2 in today's episode. Right now, SamuraiX is up 1 game, 2-1 him. I'm trying to level up the playing field so we can actually have a
It's interesting because he actually has Stardust Dragon in his hand right over here, which does work in a Gusto deck.
Game 5 for this wheel category. So guys, without further ado.
Okay, so I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I'm just going to put my opinion on this deck. I don't think that this deck is going to work out as well as Sam hopes it is, because although, yes, he does have a lot of support for the Gusto archetype itself, I feel like that he has too many things that do the same thing. Igris attack is definitely a good card to have, and it does support because it uses the wing beast. But unfortunately, you lose a wing beast from the field while using it, but you get to destroy 2 cards on the field. One of the biggest things that Sam's deck focuses on that I don't think he's realizing is the fact that in order for this deck to work, you need to have monster cards in the graveyard, which means the SamuraiX is going to have to attack constantly to get all of his quote-unquote floaters into the graveyard. And number one, if SamuraiX is smart enough, he wouldn't attack that much, or at the very least set something up to where he would do piercing. Well, I don't even know if x-sabers have piercing, but I think they do have destruction anti-support. This deck heavily relies on having monsters in the graveyard, and the other drawback is that once you start using the effects of removing monsters from the graveyard back to the deck, you're also removing the cost of your next cards, because you would have to add more. You'd have to add more cards to the graveyard to activate these effects. I know he said Emergency Teleport is really great, but it only works on 2 cards. Pilica and this
Samson
and Winda. Excuse me. It doesn't work on Com. Com's level 4. It doesn't work on Reese. Reese is level 5. What's this? Is Digusto Falco? I think that's his name. Generally not a card that you would want to. It's always good to have it as backup just in case, because you can turn Freeze from 2000 to 2600. But it's not like a card that you would want to heavily rely on. Having Digusto Lamp, I can't remember how to pronounce this card. This card's really good, but it has one strategic disadvantage, meaning that you can only special summon this card one time per turn. Heavy disadvantage. But if you manage to get 2 of them on the field, your opponent cannot target any Synchro Gusto monsters. Cannot target any of them. If you manage to get 2 of them on the field. But it's going to be relatively difficult to have 2 of them on the field. Generally, I would say just have Freeze and just 1 Digusto Lampilica. Basically, it's Reese's daughter. Just have Freeze and 1 damn it, Reese's daughter on the field, and you basically just have her just to keep Freeze protected. If he wants to get rid of Freeze, he would have to go after the daughter, and that will keep control on your side of the field long enough for you to be able to do something about it. Now, he has the Digusto Xyz cards, which is okay, but I don't think they're gonna see much light, mostly because this is rank 2, so you can only do this with Winda and this card, and this one is rank 4, but you can only do this with Com and this guy here. Don't get me wrong, they're both good cards that can actually turn the game, but in a pure Gusto deck, it's going to be relatively hard to get these cards out. But if you wanted to make a 15-card extra deck, then by all means, go. The unfortunate part about all this other stuff is like, man, needs 2 cards in the graveyard. Needs 2 cards in the graveyard. Needs 2 cards in the graveyard. Or Gusto cards, I should say. He really has to hope that he opens up with this for his whole engine to work. Yeah, he has to get this. He has to get Tailwind first turn for the strategy to work. If he winds up getting any multiple versions of these 6 cards right here, I think that's going to kill his whole strategy. This card may be okay if he gets a first turn. This one is okay to get first turn, but you won't use it first turn, obviously. You wait for a couple of attacks and then you can bring it out. Set it up and then bring out another card. Unfortunately, probably wouldn't really work with Pilica, because you'd wind up bringing your tuners back to the deck and then trying to summon Pilica.
And SamuraiX to the Shadow Realm.
All right, X-Sabers. I haven't played this archetype at all. It looks cool. The cards look cool. They look like, they look ferocious. They got sabers. They got swords. You know what I'm saying? Basically, from what I've gathered, it's a synchro deck. Obviously, you see all these synchro cards. So my goal is going to be to get Bogart Knight. He's a beast warrior. Basically, you play him, you can special summon a level 4 lower X-Saber from your hand. So ideally, we play him, we special summon a tuner. All these tuners have different various effects as well. And then as long as we get some X-Sabers on the board, I'm kind of relying on cards such as Saber Hole, which is pretty much like Solemn Judgment in a way.
That'll kill this card right here would kill a Gusto deck, because if you control a X-Saber, negate the summon of a monster. So basically, once you attack into a Gusto, if it tries to summon a monster, you can just use Saber Hole and just negate the effect, and then the Gusto field is wide open. And Sam doesn't really have a lot of extra cards that could summon from the deck in case something like this happens. So this is going to be really troublesome for Sam to deal with a Gusto deck, with that Gusto deck.
not nearly as good. But if Sam decides to summon anything, we can just destroy it, negate the summon. So this could come in clutch. I'm hoping. We have @1 with the sword, which can boost up our monster if we need to beat over his monsters. We have some.
Now that would actually be pretty interesting if he does use that, because that would be exactly what a Gusto deck would want. It's like, oh yeah, we want you to have powerful monsters. Think you have powerful monsters.
Earth support, like spiritual earth art.
That's actually interesting that they both have a trap card with that's a channeler archetype. I mean attribute. Sorry, channeler attribute support card. They both have them.
This will search out any earth monster from the grave. Oh no, search out. I lied. Brings out an earth monster from the graveyard. We have Saber Slash. It's a free pop as long as we have any Saber monster or X-saber monster on the board. The more.
Let me see what this says. Destroy a number of face-up monsters on a field equal to the number of attack. Ooh, that's gonna be super bad. Well, as long as Sam has the Tailwind. If Sam has Tailwind on one of his monsters, it won't be destroyed. Because any monster with Tailwind won't be destroyed by card effects.
Or the merrier, but as long as we have at least one, we can Saber Slash, pop a card. Dark Hole is my staple from all the way back. And ideally we bring out our big boss monsters, our Synchro monster. Lee can destroy up to 3 spell or trap cards on the field. So hopefully he's playing something back row heavy, but not too annoying, you know what I'm saying? Like some continuous spells and stuff. We can cook that. We'll see if we can shut.
Okay, so based on the 2 decks, I'm going to say SamuraiX has the advantage here. I mean, I say X-Saber should be a quote-unquote stronger deck than Gusto's. At least pure X-Saber should be stronger than pure Gusto. That's my opinion, but I mean, it really all depends on how you build your Gusto deck, because you don't have to build straight up pure Gusto. So
shut him out with these high E tier deck archetype stuff. Duel starter.
Oh wow.
Right. Let's see what you got. I'm a little
oh my god, Reese. Literally what I said about Reese. You should be jumping to the hand. Look at that, both of them.
Nervous, Sam. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't get.
Oh jeez.
I don't have as much.
The only thing,
going into this one as
literally the only thing he can do is put emergency teleport and whirlwind and just pass. He has to wait till SamuraiX attacks and then summon Winda. Can't bother with Pilica. He has to summon Winda and hope he attacks into Winda.
As I did the last one, but let's see what you got.
I'm just gonna set 2 cards face down. You have 11 extra cards in your extra deck? 11? Damn.
I'm gonna set. I'm gonna pass. I'm nervous, man. I don't know why. I don't know what you got.
Why are you nervous?
The most nerve-wracking part is because neither of us know what we got. Like the first couple plays of the first duel.
Yeah.
It's just like, damn, bro.
Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna act.
I was just about to say he can summon a psychic and then use it to bring Reese to the field.
Emergency teleport. Let's go, baby.
No way you got psychic.
I got a psychic, you know what I'm saying?
What kind of psychics?
Oh, you're gonna see, my friend.
Bro, I'm gonna judge you if it's something that doesn't belong in high E tier.
What do you mean? I'm gonna summon Winda, Priestess of Gusto.
Oh, Gusto.
I'm gonna normal summon by attributing when this card is destroyed by battle with a point.
Kind of surprised that SamuraiX knows about Gusto too. Well, at least it sounds like he does.
When it's attacking monster, it's kind of bad because you have to attack me. Yeah. But I'm gonna summon this. So once per turn, you can return 1 card from your hand to the bottom of the deck. Target 1 monster one controls and 1 face of custom monster control. Switch control of that monster.
You can't summon another monster. You can't summon another monster, so you just have to attack.
1900? No, that's hard to beat. I don't know if I can beat over that.
Oh, like go battle phase? And I just want to see what you're playing with first. X-saber, what do you mean? This thing's broken.
Oh. That's that one monster that can't be destroyed by battle, I think.
What are you talking about?
X-sabers, are you?
Bro, relax. It's pure X-saber. It's not like it has like all the extra support, bro.
Bro, Bogart Knight, Full Roll, Dark Soul, your deck is insane.
You can yell all these names out. I don't know who half of these guys are.
His deck is insane.
I'll take your word for it. I'm gonna play X-saber, Airbellum, Wolverine,
No.
Is that a tuner right there? I mean, is that a synchro right there? No, they're both tuners.
You're gonna go fall roll? I know you're gonna go fall roll.
No, they're both tuners.
You have a big Hulk. The Hulk in your head.
I'm gonna bring out false.
Oh my god.
Okay, now. Oh god.
I actually.
Oh god.
Bro, you always like,
oh jeez.
Wait, why?
Oh no, I'm stupid. Okay, I'm good.
No, everyone's good.
It was just attack position. All right. And now.
No, man. Man, bro, your deck is so gas, man. Don't even cap right now.
Bro, I'm not.
You're such a capper, bro.
I don't know my own deck. Like,
bro,
if
your deck is
that
so
good. Then I'll take your word for it. I'm just saying. I don't know. I never played it.
This is actually one of the best decks in E tier.
I'm actually kind of agreeing with Sam here because it's like X-Saber.
Wow.
X-Saber's good.
Whirlwind Gusto.
Okay, so he should.
These two.
He should get
To my deck.
the level 3. Well, he got the level 1.
I'm good.
Synchro summon.
Okay, amazing. Into
He should have went to level 3.
Gothams. Got an animation.
Gothams.
Love to see it. I'm gonna activate.
And his hand loops.
Gotham's effect.
Oh, you're insane. You loop my hand. You loop my entire hand.
Get rid of that.
Oh, you're insane, bro. You're actually insane.
I'm gonna activate fault.
Oh, you see, you capper. You know what his deck does. You know you cap.
Bro, I'm figuring it out on the fly. I've never played this in my life.
You're such a capper, bro.
I'm not capping.
You Captain Crunch looking ass.
Lying over here, brother.
Damn, bro. You can tribute again. Yeah. That's a loop, bro. That's a loop. No, my god.
Oh, he really is getting rid of his entire fucking hand. It's kind of interesting if he actually had the Griffin in his hand and he sent it to the graveyard.
Damn. Okay. Alright.
Then I'm gonna activate Saber Slash to destroy this.
See, that's why he should have had the level 3.
Sam?
That's interesting.
Bro, stop talking, man. Give me a second.
I want to know if he's going to attack it or destroy it because it depends on what he decides to do.
Ooh. Okay. All right. Wow, this deck is pretty good. All right, I'm gonna play this.
Let me see what he does. No, he goes to battle.
Ooh, now I can see what it is at least. Sent to the graveyard, except by battle. Yeah, get rid of him. Get rid of him.
You draw something nice. Please.
He just needs one floater.
Bro, and that's the beauty of this.
Got
like,
one.
If you get something that's crazy, I could be like, bro, why is this on the E tier? It's on your website on the E tier.
Okay.
But like, for me, I'm chilling, bro. I could just be like, bro, you're the one who put this here. Then,
damn, dude.
What card is that? Oh, that summons the x-saber, right?
That's like if that's a Gotham's emergency, bro. I'm actually gonna be so cheesed. If that's a Gotham's emergency, bro, you're actually the best player in the world.
Attack.
Okay, get Winda.
It's floating, you know.
Destroy
And
by battle.
you either destroy
It's floated.
Sent to the graveyard. Special summon one.
Draw.
Ooh, level 5. Level 5 synchro. And he can send a Gusto to the graveyard.
You have a response?
No.
Well, okay.
I don't.
Honestly, he should have kept that in his hand.
Daddy.
He should have kept that in his hand.
Amazing.
He should have kept Vidir in his hand.
I'm good.
I can't.
Oh no, but no, it doesn't matter because he can just banish
You
it.
can't use Gotham's emergency call to revive back fall roll, so I'm good.
What even is?
I mean, not banish it, but just make him discard to the graveyard.
Okay, wow, okay.
I'm going to activate Gotham's emergency.
But then again, it's probably better to keep it in his hand.
Shut up. Yo, just stop talking, okay? Just stop. Your ass. Like, stop talking. Just stop. Yo, enough of your.
He could have went
like, stop.
level.
Like, you're just putting salt in the wound. You're just being mean for absolutely no reason. Like, what the hell, bro?
It's not for no reason.
Because I'm trying to think. Like, I feel like he could have went level 5 and then destroyed this and then attacked. Are all these tuners?
It's because it's funny, bro. Ooh, I'm gonna flip over Dark Soul.
Dark Soul is broken. You're gonna make Hanley? You're making another.
But it really doesn't matter because he wouldn't have any
You making Wayne?
I'm gonna bring out.
He wouldn't have any floaters left.
Dwayne.
All right, now I'm simply going to Beetle.
Beetle.
I'm gonna attack my weakest one first.
That's gonna get level 3.
We're cruising down. We're cruising.
Gets level 3.
We're just floating.
What? He's not getting the. Why is he not getting level 3? I mean, you're gonna have to get Winda or Pilica.
You make me sick. Get rid of all of them. Get rid of them all. Get rid of them all now. Because you're looking at mother X-saber Wayne, mother.
That would have been the time. That would have been the perfect time to go level 1, if possible. Because then he'd get Pilica. But now he can't get Pilica. He's gonna have to get level 1.
Never.
He's gonna have to get level.
I believe.
Okay, that's level 2. I mean,
I'm
gonna set a card. I'm gonna end my turn.
well, I wonder what that is.
see, he would have. He should have gotten Pilica right there.
And I'm gonna grab. You're pretty good. So are you. I'm gonna grab Fall.
You are insane. You're like, oh god, you're just insane. You guys, hold on to
Put it here, brother. I didn't
doesn't
make
help.
the wheel. Now it's on TSX1.com.
That doesn't help.
As I'm sure you guys.
I mean, he can get rid of one synchro, but
this video. Not only can you buy yourself some nice sleeves, a nice little play mat, a nice little deck case, you can also spin the wheel of Yu-Gi-Oh yourself. Wow.
Well,
so
I don't know.
much to do and see.
Maybe that will help because he can go level 5.
TSX1.com. Don't miss your opportunity to type
Maybe
in
that will help.
TSX1.com. Give him more.
Because yeah, use this. Get rid of the synchro.
just trying to survive. You know what I'm saying?
Do this. Get rid of the synchro. Reload your deck.
Oh my god.
Yeah, get rid of the
floaters.
synchro. Get rid of the synchro. Yeah. Then go level 5.
Okay. Can't stop that, can I?
Boom. Then yes.
Yeah, you can't
flip.
stop that, Mike. You draw something. You're insane!
My god, I'm submerged.
I just can't.
I was literally like, flip over Vidir, go into level 5, level 5 Gusto Synchro, destroy the other monster that's like, what, 2,400 attack points, and then just attack the other monster. And then he'd be out of monsters, he'd still have that trap card, though. So, I mean, it was probably his best strat to go for. Considering we didn't know what the trap card was, but I don't know, he still thought it was emergency. But still, that probably would have been his better strat. I still say he should have went Pilica on another turn.
And it's too many monsters, bro.
That's how I laugh in cursive. All right. A little bit of this.
A little bit of this,
bit
little
of
that. Little bit of that, little bit of that.
Oh, well, you get
That.
2. Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
dude. Perfect.
Per.
Perfect. All right. First, I'm gonna bring out Ball Troll.
Okay.
Then I'm going to bring out. Got him. And I'm gonna get rid of Hunley.
I late.
Unlay, whatever, brother. Got him.
Got him.
Then I'm gonna activate Fall Troll.
Got him.
And I'm gonna bring out. Let's just bring out this because it has some decent attack points, and I'm gonna be attacking you
Really?
eventually.
Make another. Halle?
Yeah.
Halle.
How many more monsters did he put in his deck?
Bezo.
I can't remember which Gusto cards he put in his deck, but he should have considered which Gusto monsters to add back into his deck.
Attack strokes, you know what I mean? So, you know, you gotta click and drag your card. You know,
So
what I'm
he
saying? I'm just
still doesn't go into
practicing
level
right now.
3 from that.
yeah.
I don't know.
Like a little
I don't
bit
know
of- a
why.
little bit of click, pull. You know what I'm saying?
So now he's going after Vidir.
A little bit of da.
You gotta
He'd
be
have to
out.
go in
You gotta be out,
Winda.
So,
Then oh no, it's
man. Oh
Pilica.
my god!
Oh no, it's
All right, man,
Pilica.
keep your head up. You can do it.
I mean, but he still has one more attack.
okay.
See, that's the
too.
problem.
I will.
See, that's the problem. See, the way you do this with Gustos is that you have to make sure that Pilica is the last Gusto that you summon. And that way, you'll be able to synchro summon on your next turn. Now, unless if you have urgent tuning or this other synchro or this other trap card that allows you to synchro summon during the main phase of any turn, which also includes your enemy's turn.
Ed. My turn. Activate.
Oh my god, Dark Soul is never leaving. Yeah.
Yeah,
Full
that.
health light.
Please. Da-da.
That doesn't help too much.
Did you draw the out? Bro.
I mean, it allows him to stall a little more.
Bro, my deck just literally floats, bro. It does nothing else. It just floats.
I've noticed. You gotta run out of resources eventually.
Eventually, bro. Just eventually. So you're actually just confused. Like, what the heck is going on, bro? I don't know what's going on.
I know what's going on, bro. You just keep bringing these cards back into your deck, and then they're gonna keep floating on repeat. All right, but I can only get over you through battle. I can't like. I have nothing to like just pop.
Bro, do you know what just happened, right?
What's up?
Nothing.
But you thought you missed timing or something?
Yeah.
It's not how that works, bro. Learn Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yep.
Oh my god. It's so annoying.
I mean, I get the feeling that he definitely has not
Be like,
used.
there's no cards you can target. I'm just waiting.
I feel like he has never used Gusto because he's not really going through the loop the right way. You always have the choice of what to go for, but there's a specific loop. See, he's gonna get both monsters destroyed, and I don't think he has enough resources to actually float into another Gusto.
That's it.
Oh, actually, he did.
End my turn.
Except if it's Calm. Calm might help.
Oh my lord! It literally is just infinite shuffle.
Bro's gonna deck.
I mean, that's literally the best part about Gusto.
About it. The cards I've left in my deck.
And now she can add a card.
Come on, please.
That doesn't
Get
help.
something good.
No, he didn't. All he got was more engine, but that's it.
Genuinely.
So I can do
Well,
it.
at least this one doesn't bring anything else out.
I have no floater now, so now you can just go ham, bro.
Now I need to beat your ass.
Yeah, you have to. Now you have to be. Bro, this game has been 27 minutes, bro. This is literally straight grinding.
Because you keep floating instead of just accepting your inevitable demise, bro.
What are you talking about, my man? Nice.
Damn, this was my chance and I misplayed.
Okay, bro, it happens.
And
So he definitely needs a floater
One
now.
card.
He's not gonna get one. I told you he's not gonna get one.
Face down defense mode.
oh, I'll take that. I'll take that all day.
Like I play Gustos, man. He's not gonna get one. He's got too many of them in the graveyard.
Actually. X-saber Wayne. I'm just going to assume it's not Mirror Force. Yes! Yes! Finally! Put him down! Put this annoying deck to sleep!
Oh.
Good lord!
Why do you keep breaking, bro?
You want to know why you keep breaking? And Risa's still back in the hand. I think she's showing up just to prove how much she actually does love me. Because she knew I was going to watch this video. Anyway, he has Soul Change, which helps him out as long as he keeps it on the... Well, as long as he keep... Oh, he's going to fucking get rid of it. If he actually, like, makes him banish his hand again, or discard his hand again, there's, like, literally nothing he can do.
Letting you know right now, my hand is not that good.
I mean, Sam has to, when he gets attacked, after all the X-sabers, he has to go into a card that will solve the situation from there. He has to figure out what Gusto card he needs to end with after the battle phase in order to actually get out of the situation.
I would even venture to say it is bad.
Go. My hand is racked.
Mine is not. I will set.
Yep.
I will set.
Yep.
I will set.
Yep.
I will let.
So this type of hand, guys, if you guys are wondering right now, he probably needs like 1 or 2 more cards to be able to pop off a bunch of emergency calls, and then yeah, that's what this hand is good for. That's okay. We are prepared for that.
No. Don't do this now.
Field to the graveyard, special summon 1 level 2 or lower. Okay.
Attack.
You'd want to wait until you see what he deals with.
Yes. What's that? 1 card face down.
Like, don't synchro summon now.
End my turn.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Just need to load my graveyard first, and then we're Gucci Lucci.
Gonna play X-Saber Airbellum. Saber slash.
Yep.
And I'm gonna get rid of the one that needs to be destroyed by battle.
Okay. Yep.
Discard your only card, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Draw.
He went into window again.
I just said this.
That's when you would go into the level 1.
And my turn. Simply just my turn.
Let me see. I don't know.
Yo,
I mean, it really depends. How many Gustus does he have in the grave right now? I think it's just 2. As of right now, it's just 2. Goes into okay. So you can get Rees out.
And I get the special Augusto monster from my
Yeah,
hand.
so now you can get Rees out.
Yep.
That's pretty strong.
Pretty strong, eh? I got some combos now.
And my turn.
All right.
So he can switch.
Fortunately,
He can switch. Oh, you can summon Goldo.
One
Switch.
with the sword.
Okay, I don't know what this does. Did it?
That is. You're insane.
Oh wait, he couldn't switch. Okay, he had to switch with Okay, my bad. He couldn't switch with Goldo because he has to send a card back to the deck. So he would have had to switch with Vidir. I would have still switched with Vidir. And he has a recruiter. He has a recruiter on the he has a trap card that allows him to get another Gusto to the field. I definitely would not have attacked right there. I mean, I would have switched first. I don't know which one of those X-Saber cards would have actually maybe stopped it, but it was been a lot safer just to use Reese to switch this card with this card.
What the hell?
I was saving it for just this moment, and now you are left wide open. By wide open, I mean you have 4 back rows, and you're in defense mode. Never mind.
Okay, let me see.
All right, now I can start cooking. Let's go.
Yep.
Got that. I'm gonna play Reinforcement of the Army,
Rhoda.
and I'm going to grab the x-saber.
Solemn night.
Full Helm Knight.
Solemn night. Eren Jäger.
I'm going to play
Jäger.
Full Helm Knight.
Yes, full throw. Yes, I know this combo, my friend. I know this combo. Already.
Oh, throw.
Full throw. Effect. Miracles.
What?
Yeah.
That was the staple you pulled?
Yeah.
Personally,
Bro, all those
I would've saved
questionable
it.
ass staples you got mirror.
I think it would have saved it
Yeah,
until he had
bro.
synchros on the
I'm in
field.
denial.
It's okay, bro. It
Didn't he
happens,
have that
you know?
card on the field already?
There's no way you got mirror force.
I know. I didn't believe it either.
Brother in Christ.
Just like
I am in disbelief.
I definitely would have saved that. There's no reason to use Soul Charge right
No,
now.
bro, I'm literally like shocked. I was like, bro, I'm about to start cooking. And then mirror force. I guess, you know what?
I didn't get
He
mirror
needed
force.
help from the staples. He needed help.
Yeah, I need help. Yeah.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. The staple has saved him.
Yeah, the
maybe I'll
staple's-
draw my staple because I got one staple very early on in
Yeah.
episode 1.
Yeah.
Or after episode 1, but I've never drawn it.
Yeah,
But maybe
yeah.
I will now.
Yeah.
I didn't. Okay, cool.
Sure. It's okay.
I'm gonna play x-saber.
Sure.
I'm gonna activate Gotham's Emergency.
Yeah. You're insane. You're insane.
Mink, mink.
See, this is why I would have saved the
God,
mirror
bro,
force.
I'm never catching a break, to be honest.
Attack.
He's gonna attack? No, he's not gonna attack.
Attack mode.
Attack mode. He's gonna synchro after this.
No, I can never keep cards in my hand, or I can never set them. Like, there's no, I have no option, bro. Like, you're just
One. A two.
damn.
A three.
No, that's a lot, bro.
Mink, mink, mink.
That's all.
All right, I guess he would have gotten rid of
mirror
mirror force at that
Bottom's
point.
emergency call.
I told you.
I'm getting downright dirty with it. I'm getting downright sick with it. I'm getting downright bloody disgusted with it.
Boy's so happy he put that shit in the link out. Link monster.
Mink.
Well,
Soul Tribe, you pulled that too? Bro, God was on your side.
You just read the best
Alright.
card. You just read the best card in my deck.
Fatal.
he should really go into freeze at the end of this turn.
At least we get to
I
move
mean,
on to
on
a
this
new
next turn.
category after this.
Yo, stop talking, bro.
Bro, I'm trying to keep your spirits up, man.
My spirit's been shut down already, bro.
Oh, man.
My, spi-
All right, we're going to grab that.
my spirit's been shut down. It's been on lock, bro.
So honestly, I did enjoy watching this.
Ting, ting, wow.
Bada bing banging.
When it's, well, yeah, that's the best card. That's the best card.
Mink.
Go into Pilica.
I didn't even get, bro. And to be
Pilica.
fair, I didn't hand loop you this time, bro.
Now get level 3. Get level
Yeah, you
3.
should, bro. Because like people might see the first duel and be like, "Man, it's only because he got hand looped." That's not the case.
Okay.
Main two,
So what does he do?
Bro, you have such a huge extra deck. Why did we never see them?
Bro, I don't know, man. Okay.
Go in
nothing,
the
like, good
go in
about
this
it.
freeze.
And I'm not even like just being annoying. Like what?
Go in this
You don't have level
freeze.
6 extra deck monsters that can like do anything.
No.
I feel pity.
He literally has a level 6 monster that can do something.
That's actually disrespectful.
I'm just joshing you.
Honestly, Sam can win on this turn if he doesn't have a way to stop the attack. Sam can literally win on this turn. I believe he can. Because what's that? 500, 500. Is it 1800, 1800? Goes, makes him go down to what, 30? Yeah, 3600. Then goes into level 1, which will be 200. 36. 3600 minus 200. Not minus 200. That's a yeah. He went. Sam can win on this turn. Summons freeze right now. Go and then grab the level 3 back out. Attack into these 2300 guys. But I already don't know what those back rows are.
Shut up.
There. Honestly, I'm glad we did this because I've never heard of x-saber before this. But now walking away from this, x-saber might be kind of fun to play. Deck right up my ass.
No. You should have went for a back row right there. That was definitely a time to go for a back row.
Why that one? Dang, that'd be really bad if I didn't have Saber Hole. I'm sorry, Sam. I'm sorry. It's been sitting there, bro. That hole was just waiting for you to land on it. That hole, bro. You just gotta watch where you step, bro. You just kind of like landed on the on Saber Hole.
But yeah.
Dang, that'd be really.
So let
bad
me
if I
see
didn't
what he
have
actually
Saber
did
Hole.
have because he
That's
knew that he had to know that one of those was Saber Hole.
bro. Yeah.
Bottom's emergency call.
I told you.
I'm getting downright dirty with it. I'm getting downright sick with.
Hold on.
Nice.
Damn, this.
G calls, and then yeah, that's what this had. Go.
So he had it the whole time.
My hand is wrecked.
But he only had that one.
Mine.
And the rest of these are just summoners and attack point
Yep.
guys. So his only shot was to actually try to hit
Hand, guys, if you guys are
one of those
right now,
saber
you
holes
probably
with
need, like,
contact.
1 or 2 more cards to be able to pop off. A bunch of emergency calls, and then yeah, that's what this hand is good for. That's okay. We are prepared for that.
Hey, your deck actually gets to do something this game. Send from the field to the graveyard, special summon 1 level 2 or lower. Okay.
Attack.
Yeah, you should, bro. Because like people might see the first duel.
No, absolutely not. Do not say that to me ever again.
You guys, yeah, I mean his only shot was right here was to try to hit one of the back row and hope he hits cyber hole.
That's actually disrespectful.
I'm just.
Yeah.
I'm just joshing you, brother, man.
Shut up.
Brother there. Honestly, I'm glad we did this because I've never heard of x-saber before this, but now walking away from this, x-saber might be kind of fun to play. Deck right up my alley, bro. Why that one? Dang, that'd be really bad if I didn't have saber hole. I'm sorry, Sam. I'm sorry. It's been sitting there, bro. That hole was just waiting for you to land on it. That hole, bro. You just gotta watch where you step, bro. You just kind of like landed on the on saber hole. See the first duel.
No, absolutely not. Do not say that to me ever again.
You guys, yeah, I mean his only shot was right here was to try to hit one of the back row and hope he hits cyber hole.
That's actually disrespectful.
I'm just.
Yeah.
I'm just joshing you, brother, man.
Shut up.
Brother there. Honestly, I'm glad we did this because I've never heard of x-saber before this, but now walking away from this, x-saber might be kind of fun to play. Deck right up my alley, bro. Why that one? Dang, that'd be really bad if I didn't have saber hole. I'm sorry, Sam. I'm sorry. It's been sitting there, bro. That hole was just waiting for you to land on it. That hole, bro. You just gotta watch where you step, bro. You just kind of like landed on the on saber hole. You put it here, bro. This is a good. It's a good deck. You deserve to get taken out by big Gothams. Gothams! Send him to the shadows! Bro, this is what you don't understand. I couldn't activate that card during damage step because you kept summoning shit, but it was always during damage step. So I couldn't activate that counter trap. So when you finally synchro summon something, which I expertly baited you into doing.
Yeah. Because he literally said a level 6 monster. I was wondering why he said level 6, as if he didn't know what it was. So yeah, Sam actually he really could have won, but he had to hit that one card right there. Man, that was actually good. I'm not gonna lie, that was actually good. I'm like, bro, I could teach Sam some gusto. Pure gusto? I don't know. I definitely would switch these cards around. Definitely not put so many of the definitely would not have this many of these because they're basically all the same thing. You generally would want more cards like Emergency Teleport to try to get more of your Gusto cards to the field for situations as he was running into. This actually did generally help. I just realized he doesn't have the one for the graveyard. Sam, I just realized he didn't have the graveyard one. Why did he not have the graveyard one? Because this literally would have brought Freeze back to the field. After being destroyed by the hole. Pause. I'm so used to having this card in my deck that for some reason I just did not even consider it not being there. Like this, out of all of the Gusto Magic and Trap cards prior to Tailwind, this would be the magic. This would be the one magic spell card that you would almost always have in a Gusto deck. If he had this one on the field and then Freeze got destroyed, he just bring it back. I mean, it won't get its effect where it can grab a Gusto card, unfortunately, but at least he'll have her on the field and then be able to defend life points. I mean, this is basically the one card that you would use just in case something happened to Freeze, specifically Freeze. But you can also use it for any Gusto. You can use it for Pilica to bring her back and then grab level 3 and then synchro back into Freeze if you don't have a... I mean, if you want to use Freeze's effect to get another card. To get a card from the graveyard. Honestly, out of all the things that I want to ask Sam, I kind of want to ask, why didn't you have this in the deck? This would be the main Gusto card to have other than Tailwind. And Tailwind's a new card. This one came out, I don't know, maybe last year? 2 years ago? It came after Vidir. But this is wind support. This is basically the same thing as the other one that he had, so I think he should probably have had this one in his deck if this is counted as wind support. Oh. This is also another card that's good in a Gusto deck, but it's not Gusto. Well, it does say reveal 1 wind. It does say reveal 1 wind. So maybe that's good enough for Gusto support. But basically, reveal a wind monster until the end of your opponent's next phase. Monsters with a level higher than the revealed monster cannot activate effects. So this will shut down all of the synchro x-saber effects. And the best part about it is that it only stops monsters from activating their effects, but since Freeze's damage will taken, this is not an effect that is activated, it just is a continuous effect. This effect here will not be negated. Now, I think her not being destroyed by battle will be negated, but the Gusto damage will not be negated. So you can use this with this and still do the OTK. So, no, that's that. I feel like Sam's deck would have been stronger, much stronger, if he had this, because even with Gusto's being destroyed, he can just bring one of them back and at the same time still refill his deck with other Gusto monsters. And then he can even Pilica right into this. And he can use this at any time. Doesn't have to be battle, doesn't have to be during the battle state, during the battle phase, but it can be effective during the battle phase as well. But you can use this at any time. Yeah, I would have just said, bruh, if you had built the deck differently, you'd have had that. Especially if you had this with this. Because you discard a wind monster in order to get any other Gusto monster to your hand. So you can use this to discard this, and then this will activate, then get Pilica, and then Pilica can grab this from the graveyard, and then whatever you grabbed with this card, you can summon, go into friggin' Lap. Okay, so it's Pilica, Laplem Pilica, Laplem Pilica. Or is it Laplum Pilica? Laplum Pilica? I mean, I have to pretty figure out how to pronounce it. I mean, but it's Reese's daughter. It's actually Reese's physical daughter. Unfortunately, it's the daughter with her and this guy, which is literally a little kid. And I'm like, Reese, aren't you older than that? Reese, aren't you older? But I guess considering the timeline that they live in, I guess there's really no age restrictions, I guess. But all I can say is that with Pilica going into what is it? I'm trying to remember the other archetype. I have it now. I have it over here somewhere. Hold on. Ritual beasts. After the death of all the Gustos, Pilica goes into her own personal archetype, which is ritual beasts, which is similar to Gustos, except they go with banishing rather than graveyard effects. Pilica is supposed to be in here somewhere. I just don't remember where specifically. I'm not very familiar with ritual beasts. I want to be. Is this Pilica? I don't think so. But it's ritual beasts that they go into. And eventually they deal with the shadows. Is this Pilica? No, it's something else. But yeah, I think if you want me to say that, do you think Sam could have won that? I definitely think he could have won that with the deck that he had. But it really does take a certain amount of thinking to use a Gusto deck against certain archetypes. You just have to know what to do. If you wanted to know what I was talking about when I was talking about how you should normally go into floaters with Gusto, the order that you should always go in. Well, first, if you want to start it, you should always start with this because it happens regardless if it's destroyed by battle or destroyed by card effects. So either one, you'd want to start with this, and then you would want to go into this, then you'd want to go into this, and then circle from those three. Start with this, then go into this, then go into this. Now, depending on whatever number of attacks you have to deal with, you can cut from this, then go to this, or cut from this and go to either this or this. It just depends on how you want to set it up. Because what you want to do is that you want to end the battle phase with whatever card that you need to do in order to take advantage on the next turn, which was most likely Pilica. Most likely. Now, if you want to end it with Reese, you would have to make your last attack be hit from this guy, and then you'd be able to get into Reese. But and that's basically it. I don't know why he had that particular Falco when he could have gotten Gusto Squirrel. I feel like this card is way better than the Falco. And the other thing that I forgot to mention is that this also has Thunder support. Gustos have Thunder support. So this is a Thunder card, and this is also a Thunder card, so you can actually run Raigeki something with this with Gustos. Raigeki Bottle plays Thunder Control. Oh wait. Okay, no, that's not it. That's not the card that I'm looking for. This, Judgment of Thunder. This is it. When a Thunder type monster is summoned to the field, destroy the target one card your opponent controls, destroy that card. So if you use this with while you summon Gusto Squirrel or Thunderbolt, go into this and then just destroy a card in the field. That's what it is. Sam didn't even wind up getting his Icarus attack. So yeah. Still, I feel like he had a chance to win, but X-Sabers really are powerful for, I guess, a specific reason, because they are X-Sabers. But I don't feel like that the Gustos are just completely out of it. He could have just played a little differently and he would have had that one. Even with the deck that he had. But like I said, really what I said before the thing, it's like, do not put too many Reeses in the deck. Boy, I had 2 Reeses and then she showed up both times first turn. He could have also did psychic tuning, which select a psychic in your graveyard, summon the deck position, treat it as a tuner. When it's removed to the field, then it also destroys the monster. When this card is sent to the graveyard, take damage to the monster's level by 400. So this is something else that he could have used. Cards that he probably would have been much better to use would have been this. Mostly because you can activate this from the graveyard. You can banish this card from the graveyard. So even if he had to discard this card, he can still use this to summon up another monster. And it's wind support, so it totally works. And this one allows you to get any Gusto card, but I don't think he had a chance to really take advantage of that card. So yeah, I think that's about it. So, did enjoy that duel. I was rooting for Sam, but it's like I said when I saw the 2 decks, I was like, I think SamuraiX has the advantage, and Sam has to literally think his way through trying to outdo the X-Sabers. But yeah, I feel like SamuraiX probably knew more about the Gustos than Sam probably did, because he literally said, don't you have a level 6 monster that can get you out of this situation? And 6 almost literally says, like, if he gets the Gustos freeze and attacks me, I die. So actually, SamuraiX kind of pulled a Sam there, because that's kind of the same strat that Sam likes to do when he tries to trick people into doing something that he wants them to do, just to take advantage of it. And Sam could have also gone with Wind Charmer, since this is a wind target wind attribute. Mostly because when this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, I think it has to be destroyed by. Let's see, this thing is destroyed by battle or destroyed by. Okay, it has to be an opponent's card effect. But I could just run into a monster and destroy this thing. I can get any wind monster from the deck. That is 15 or less defense points, so yeah. I guess you could also use this, but I don't feel like this is as necessary as it needs to be. I mean, as I use it for, that's what I mean. So okay, I think that I'm finally done here. Sam could really go for a assault mode, gusto assault mode, if he really wants to. I think he'd even like using this card because you use this card to summon this card, and then you can change the level of this card and then use this to go into either Stardust or whatever, but preferably Stardust, then use assault mode and then get this guy out. And I know Sam likes Stardust, so anyway, thank you guys for watching. It's your boy Q2. I mean, I've got my outro. It's been so long since I've done a video, and I just wanted to do it just to try to get myself more motivated to do more videos. So hopefully after editing this video I will be more motivated to do more videos. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Sam, if you're listening, hook me up and I'll try to hook you up. I don't know, hopefully if I'm not too sick, heart failure and whatever. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Maybe Luigi's Mansion 3, because I need to finish that. But we'll finish uploading it. Well, actually, I still have not played the rest of it, honestly. But I'll see you guys in the next video. But until then, take care of yourselves. Please take care of yourselves, because the world is not safe. Please take care of yourselves and have a very good night. Peace!